Just had quite the conundrum. I take the first of all, this is funny. I hope I have my microphone on. Yes, I do. First of all, I got the skeleton case a couple of weeks ago, and a provision in the skeleton case is that it leaves holes for all of the ports and the SD card, so you don't have to take the camera out of the case. However, I've gotten so accustomed to opening that case up, taking the camera out, popping it when I get to work, popping the SD card out, that I've had this case for forever, not needing to take the camera out, and I only realized yesterday that there's a slot there for that. And I'm just going, oh, doofus. And then secondly, right now, does that make sense? I don't know. I'm discombobulated this morning in more ways than one. Secondly, school traffic. Bad. Secondly, I just turned it on, pressed record, and it went beeped, and I leaned in and it said no SD card. I was like, what? Fortunately, I have a pretty good habit of putting my SD card reader in my backpack, and sure enough, that's where the card was, still sitting in the reader. And now we're up to now. Crazy. So, first of all, the most important news we got to talk about right here is how Chick-fil-A is looking at and planning to stop sending money to anti-gay organizations. Boom. Now, it's a question of will they follow through with that? We don't know. Hopefully, the assumption at this point is that they will. And then secondly, they've added sexual orientation to their non-discrimination policy. Now, the cynical approach is my cynical view about this was that they had a really, really good sales bump in at the beginning of August, and then it fell off a cliff. They knew if they switched sides, they would get another sales bump. But if they keep playing politics, then obviously that's not good for anybody. So that's my cynical approach, that it is definitely money motivated, but I would very much like to look at this in a positive way and put this out there for all of the right-wing religious fanatics out there. It's okay to change your mind. See the way Chick-fil-A was acting as a rallying point and before yesterday was telling people it's okay to believe that homosexuals are abomination of nature and should not exist on the planet, because that's what they were doing in so many words. Now they're saying it's okay to change your mind, and that's the most, I think that's a powerful message, a very powerful message for any stubborn asshole out there that was jumping in front of the camera saying, I support Chick-fil-A, look at my Chick-fil-A. You can change your mind, and it's okay to change your mind, and it's okay to admit that you're wrong. So I think that's the big takeaway here. If we can tamp down the cynicism about it, what do you think? Is it just money motivated and a cynical play for or a corporate play for more money? What they ended up saying in their statement is that they're going to leave politics and all that kind of stuff to to the politicians. You know, they don't want to be involved with it, which should have been what they said at the very beginning. Do they get a pass for everything that they've already been doing? Do they get a pass for the millions of dollars that they've already given to the anti-gay organizations? Should they? Well, isn't that the Christian thing to do? Right? Say, yeah, you made a mistake, but we forgive you. I saw some comments that said that they should, to make up for it, they should donate money to pro-gay organizations supported by the is it LGBT community. Will that happen? That might be too much of an abrupt 180 for a staunchly Christian organization like Chick-fil-A. But we could certainly hope, and it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if they're going to embrace a more equal point of view. And of course, this is still ignoring the chickens. But at least when you spend your money there, you're not giving money to hate-mongering organizations. Hopefully, if they follow through with it. So I think that's exciting. I think that's exciting to see a win like that, to see a major corporation basically admit, "Hey, I'm wrong. We were wrong. We shouldn't have done this. We're gonna do our best to fix it." So that's pretty cool. That excited me. Slacktive, I've got an idea for you. I feel you where you're at right now. It's certain, and don't think you're alone. I think we all go through this. I certainly go through it. Like, what the fuck is the point of all these videos? Why? And yesterday was another soul-crushing moment with our Driver Smart store. But it's not. It's not bothering me like it would have a month ago or 2 months ago because of you, buddy. Because of you. And I'll tell you what happened. I revised a pitch that I had made a month ago. An identity pitch. Driver Smart. Pre-owned, plain and simple. Something that can give the store an identity. And we're supposed to be designing a showroom. So I created using this premise, Driver Smart Pre-owned, plain and simple. And the radio script that accompanied it, I designed like posters and graphics and this whole package. So it was a script and then like 7 or 8 pages of artwork that supported this identity for the store, which is not. There are no details about it that are incorrect, and I think it's catchy. I think it's definitive. It's something to stick your flag into. It's something. Okay, it's a used car dealership. No, it's pre-owned, plain and simple. It's having a store without a sign and then a store with a sign. That's the difference here. That's the difference. Having an identity to build on, a foundation of an identity to build on, and the conversation that was had yesterday was that it started out with, don't be so negative. Don't use negative words like don't and no in the radio copy, to basically, essentially throwing out the whole concept. I didn't throw it out. It was thrown out. Which, and a return to the same uninspired, boring stuff, with the uninspired, boring mandate. Details. Bullet points. And as much as I'm trying to, and as much as I explain, as much as I pitch and harp on the fact that you need simplicity. If you're going to put something on the radio, it has to be you have to connect with people on an emotional level. Details and chunks of chunky information don't move people, you know. And that's all they want to do at this store, and that's all they insist. And what's ironic and what's funny is that I'm succeeding on the buy smart, be happy slogans. Still haggling. There's a better way. I moved away from all the bullet points we have about best price first, and that's acknowledged and that's accepted, but they don't want to do that with Driver Smart because, and what's the thing about Driver Smart is that whenever they start explaining it, it takes them 10, 15, 20 minutes. And I told them, okay, well, if you don't want to do something simple and emotional and easy, you know, simple. If you don't want to do something simple, do what these schmucks down in South Florida do, where they buy up the infomercials. They broadcast this 30 or 60 minute infomercial. You know, buy some time where you and Gavin can just sit in a chair and talk about all these wonderful details. If that's what you want to do, there's the venue for it. Don't put it in a 60-second radio commercial. Anyway, you know, to have that whole package essentially thrown out like that is once again a soul-crushing moment, and it's the same moment with this same store with the same material. Only now it's even more developed. Now it's more concise, and now it's more brilliant. I should package that and just sell it to the highest bidder. Is what I should do. I should sell that concept to a mom and pop store. I should. That's a fast way to get into legal trouble here, Crumbles. But the point is that, I mean, it's frustrating, it's annoying, but when I get the mandate that no, throw it out, do something else, I'm not really letting it bother me. And, you know, still going back to the radio stuff, oh, how passionate I was getting and excited about doing something, you know, having a radio station. You know, Slacktive, you made this comment in your notes for Frustrated Writers Club, and it resonates so perfectly. I can't turn to automotive marketing to fulfill this need to be brilliant, to be creative. That's like, what was the analogy I thought of earlier? Well, or your analogy, you know, expecting to be recognized as a gourmet chef when you're a fry cook. That was your analogy, and that's a really good analogy. Or expecting to fulfill the desire to be a creative chef when you're a fry cook at McDonald's. So I'm not. It's frustrating. It's soul crushing. I'm not stressing out about it as much as I would have, and I'm not as depressed or frustrated about it as I would have been, because it's just same old, and I move it back to the bottom of my to-do list. I'll get to it when I get to it. I got a lot of other pressing stuff that need to be done beforehand. And I'm so involved right now with the webcams and other writing, and now I'm thinking now, you know, as I just said, you know, this idea of that station is just going back to the core and having the opportunity, even the smallest remote opportunity of a radio station reignited that idea. Well, what if we could develop that programming? What if we could have that venue? You know, and then yesterday I was talking about the Why Wait initiative. I'm saying, you know, you have that TV station, radio station, whatever the case may be, web station, horrible wrong. You know, in order to fill that block of content, you need involvement. You need community involvement. And that's where the Why Wait initiative comes in, because that's, you're not just engaging that community and encouraging people to not put it off, just to find a way and do it, but you're also going to provide a venue for whatever that project is, as a, So I'm in the mindset where my goal is to take my own advice, and this idea of is it the Horbarong Show, or using horbarong.com as a web station of content, as it's not a TV station, it's I don't what's the appropriate word for it, I don't know, but figure out, and I think that this homepage playlist is going to be that major component. You just have this block, maybe it's a daily thing, maybe it's just a weekly thing, but Big Dream, would be a daily thing. So you have not like 24 hours. You don't have a full 24 hours of programming, but you've got a new playlist a day of content, of material that goes into that homepage, and then you can archive it all. Just archive the whole thing onto the back. So if you want to go back and watch a day's content, or if you missed a day, so that or maybe it's just links. Okay, this program, this video was part of September 19th, 2012. Maybe that's the way to archive it and do that. If that's what gets me excited, and if that's what I'm interested in, if it's what gets me excited, why wait? And more importantly, in my particular case, why assume? This is in conjunction with why wait. Why assume that I'll ever get that opportunity through work? Because I know I won't. I truly know that I won't. We have an opportunity to produce an inventive. We have the opportunity to create an identity for a dealership from the ground up, and still hasn't come to fruition, even with the best material sitting on the table. So why should I expect? Hey, guess what, Jordan? You're working in radio tomorrow. Why should I ever expect that that's going to be a productive process? If you want to do something, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. Somehow, some way. And why wait? So, that's my mindset right now. And is it going to last? I don't know. But seeds, I've been planting seeds certainly for several months. Webcams, the books, the writing, or, building an infrastructure of ideas. That's a good line. That's a good concept. We're building an infrastructure of ideas. And here's a component. Because Slacktive, whatever you do, whatever you end up doing, know this. I really value your friendship, and I value our conversations. Now, maybe we can't talk all the time. Yes, I still have work and a personal life, and it's not always, and sometimes those things are at odds, but I think we've demonstrated that you fit into my life, and I do make time for it, and like I said yesterday, one of the things I truly value is that your work inspires me. I don't know why. I just think you have a very creative eye, maybe if it was anybody coming, maybe if your videos came from anybody else, I wouldn't give two shits about it. But what you do inspires me. Your creations inspire me. And then secondary to that, your honesty. The fact that I'm able to give you that script and you just like lay into it, or give me helpful notes. I mean, I've said that before. I will say it again. I've never had that experience with anybody else. So that's something I really, really value in this creative realm, and something I value from a person that I very eagerly call a friend, and that's not something the bar to become a friend for me. You know, it's not, oh, acquaintance over there, you're all friends. No. There are very few friends, and I'm happy to say that you are by far one of them, no doubt. So what you need to, I guess something you should appreciate is that, when I'm thinking and brainstorming and spitballing ideas, I think about you, and what happened this morning was, as I'm thinking about, actually no, it didn't come about the radio, but it's actually a perfect fit. These Google Hangouts can be broadcast live, and that's like the core premise to much of what will be done with the Warburong Show or project, or the what next why wait initiative, or the web station. That's a component of it, this live broadcast. And one show that I came up with this morning was Getting Cynical with Slacktive. And this is kind of inspired by the conversation yesterday. It was Chick-fil-A and some other things, right? But wouldn't it be cool if you and I sat down, we got a couple of news stories, whatever, and maybe Rob can join us, maybe Maddie, but not more than 2 or 3 people, to be broadcasting live. Other people can join in, like as viewers, and submit questions or whatever. But essentially, it'd be you and me. The show's called Getting Cynical with Slacktive, and it's just literally the perfect venue for you to do what you do, and just we could talk about anything, and just you get totally cynical on it, 100% cynical on it. I think that would be fun. I think that would be a lot of fun, and I think people would be receptive to it. I think people would enjoy it. We might get a lot of, oh my god, chill out, whatever. It's a chicken sandwich or whatever. It's a bus. It's only the end of the world. But I think it would be fun. I think that would be kind of cool. So, what do you think, buddy? What do you think? Would you want to do like a once a week live broadcast called Getting Cynical with Slacktive? And then we get cynical. And it'd be fun. It'd be fun to work towards, because we just gather news stories or interesting things to talk about, and then we can come together on that for an hour broadcast and just go over it and get cynical and bounce things around. And what is great about doing something like that, and whatever else that comes with this idea, is that we're just churning the ideas and building concepts, and all of this. You take any one story that we bounce around, and it can be the foundation to a webcams. This can act as a phase 1 for a webcams script. This can act as pre-production for webcams. I love the concept. I go far. And the fact that we could do it as a broadcast that is all live, and we don't have to it all happens live, so the post-production work is very minimum. The only time investment is the time it takes to produce it. So there you go. why wait? That's my idea for building up Horborong. That's my latest seed for Horborong TV, radio, internet station, web station. Horborong. Maybe it's just Horborong. Horborong. Yeah. Stay creative. Let me know.